सभी साथियों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। जी हाँ, आज हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हमारा जो एक पेपर जिसको कि हमने सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करी है यहाँ पर आप लोगों के लिए। जैसे कि आप देख पा रहे हैं, दिस इज आरपीएससी सीनियर टीचर संस्कृत एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट conducted a paper for assistant professor English, and this paper was conducted in late 2024, and RPSC uploaded this paper on 3rd of January 2025. So here we are with the solution of this very important paper. Please keep your pen and paper ready with you, and it's going to be an interesting session. And before starting the session, I would request all our learners of KJ, non-KJ, whosoever is watching this video, that please do like, share, and subscribe this channel, our YouTube channel, Knowledge Junction 2.0. And currently we are, the entries are open for lecturer complete batch, so you can go for that. And there is a book written by me and Ajay sir. So it's on Amazon. So this is the screenshot of that book. So you can purchase that book as well. You can type an objective orientation to English literature. At the same time, this is our number, Ramesh sir's number. So those who are interested in joining our poly non English batch grammar, they can also join on this number. So we are going to complete the grammar series very soon there. And also, very interestingly, we are also going to, you can say, welcome the entries in our on offline channel, offline location, which is at Prathma, which is Kusumkheda, near Domino's, just beside Domino's, Haldwani. So you can, for all this, you can call this number and have this, you can say. At the same time, we are also giving in each YouTube channel video, we are also giving the entry for the, you can say, Telegram app. So you can join our different Telegram channels also. Okay, so this was the quick intro that I wanted to give all of you. Now let's start our preparation, or should I say the solution of this paper. Okay, so we know that this paper is going to be very important, guys. And so let's start. Okay, so this is वरिष्ठ अध्यापक संस्कृत शिक्षा विभाग प्रतियोगिता परीक्षा 2024 as it is written here. And let's start the questions. I have tried to solve them to the best of my abilities, but still if mistakes would be there, that would be all mine, so please bear with me for that. Okay, so let's start. So question number 1, fill in the blanks with the most appropriate degree of adjective. So she can knit better than she can sew. So here we have got then. So we'll use, of course, the comparative degree better. Okay. In question 2, the term existentialism, it was coined by Soren Kierkegaard. He was a 19th century German philosopher. Okay. And uh, in his works, he has rejected the concept of reason, and in that way led the, you can say, the very famous existentialist theory. Okay. Question number 3, what does the phrasal verb got over mean in this sentence? So got over mean in this sentence, it means to overcome or recover. To overcome or recover. This is the meaning of this word. कंटिन्यू. तो मैंने आपको बोला कि फ्रेजल वर्ब हो गया. फिर क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स विद सुटेबल आर्टिकल्स. ओके, सो सुटेबल आर्टिकल्स में इसमें इसका जो आंसर है वो 3 आएगा. सो दैट मीन्स यहाँ पर कोई आर्टिकल नहीं आएगा. यहाँ पर वॉज द फर्स्ट मैन ऑन द मून. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर तो फर्स्ट से पहले द डेफिनेटली आएगा ही. और अगर इसको देख लिया जाए तो इसके अकॉर्डिंग सिर्फ यही ऑप्शन है. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट करेक्ट अबाउट बैले? सो द आंसर इज थर्ड ऑप्शन इज नॉट करेक्ट. इट वाज सung by a group of writers with accompaniment of lyre. सो एक्चुअली लायर इसमें जो है लिरिक गाया जाता है, बैले नहीं. बाकी सारी ऑप्शंस करेक्ट हैं. originally a musical composition for dance performance, ठीक है. It is a song that tells a story treating topics from legends and folklore, and it is an oral form of poetry. Choose the correct meaning of the underlined word. I am quite at sea. So quite at sea means perplexed or confused. Question number 7. I could see the town dash the lake. So the answer is over the lake. Okay. Over means to the other side, and beyond here means further away. So beyond will not come here, and the answer would be into is not possible, through is not possible. Okay. So the answer would be first option. Then moving on to question number 8. It's a very good question in adjective. So we have to, you can say, we have to, it's a question from transformation as well. So what we have to do, the question is given, we have to change the sentence into a negative form. The meaning must remain the same. So we have to change from a positive to negative, right? So in such kind of sentences, we use no other. So we use no other king as good as Alfred. We will use straight away here this first degree adjective, as good as Alfred ever reigned. So reigned here is V2, and other options will not come here. Okay, because the sentence is in the past. So Alfred was the best king. We have changed was here to V2, and यहाँ पर सीधा आपका सेकंड डिग्री आ गया. ठीक है. उसके बाद सो हमने देखा क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. कमला दास. सो कमला दास बेसिकली राइट्स इन मलयालम. जयंत महापात्रा उड़िया. अरुण कोलातकर इज मराठी एंड ए के रामानुजम इज कन्नड़. सो द आंसर इज सेकंड. Find the correct preposition. So with congratulated, we always use after congratulated. If object is there, then we use on. Okay, so on is the correct answer. Okay, identify the part of the speech of the underlined word. So again, I found this question as very important. So round of pleasure. So round here actually means, round means several, you can say several round of pleasure. So that means it's a kind of noun. It's a naming word. Okay, that means various stages of pleasures, right? So Memphis, we have to use the correct preposition. Again, very important. Currently we are doing preposition in our grammar classes also. So according to me, second option is correct. So that means Memphis is town on the Mississippi River. Zanzibar is an island off the coast of Africa. Okay, off the coast of Africa. We walked along the riverbank and we came from the house. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Now 13, for literature students, it's very important, which is not an essential feature of satire. So I think it is intended to display tragedy is not an essential feature of satire, because they have asked not. So what are the essential features of satire? It is inspired by a passion for reform. So yes, that means satire are meant to correct the manners. So this is correct. And it holds the mirror up to nature. Here nature means human nature. So that is also correct. And it is inspired by a personal grievance. That means to ridicule. Satire, the basic purpose of satire is to ridicule, right? So that is also correct. So which is not correct is first is not correct. Okay, moving on. Question number 14. Jacobean age is so called after the name of English king. So we know that English king James I, King James I was the Scottish king, and after his name, his Latin name was Jacobus. Okay, so after his Latin name Jacobus, Jacobean adjective is taken. So, but his English name was James I. Okay, choose the sentence in which adjective is not correct. So we can say third is not correct because the sadly tidings is incorrect. We should use rather the sad tidings. Okay, so that is there. Then every cloud has a silver lining is correct. The way was long, the wind was cold, minstrel was infirm and old is correct. Constant anxiety has undermined his health is also correct. Okay, fill in the blanks with the correct option. So the answer is, in the first case, we shall go provided. So provided is a conditional sentence. It acts like if. Okay, so we shall go provided the weather is fine. So in conditional, we know first is future and the second is present. So this is correct. And you have to mark the sentence because provided is a very, very important conditional, you can say, word that we use. Okay, change into indirect form of narration. The captain said, it gives me great pleasure to be here this evening. So the answer would be the captain said it gave him great pleasure to be there that evening. Okay, So if you closely look at all the other options, you will find that this is the most appropriate answer. Choose the antonym, synonym for exuberance is cheerfulness. Fill in the blanks with the correct option. So the correct option is you would have succeeded if you had tried harder. We know that would clause would plus have is used if the past participle form, past perfect form is used. Okay, where does the primary stress fall in the word? So the pronunciation is strenuous, strenuous. So it is written like this. You can write along with me. So this is like the pronunciation, not exactly the phonetic, but the pronunciation strenuous. So I have used the this kind of mark here. So that means the stress is on the first syllable. Identify the underlying clause in the following sentence. Here is the man whom we all respect. So, whom we all respect is qualifying a man, and if anything qualifies a noun, man is a noun, then we call it as adjective clause. So, 3 is the correct answer. Then let us bury the hatchet and work for the advancement of the country. So the pronunciation is hatchet. It is a type of an X. X, you know, Kulhari. So hatchet is a type of an X, AXE, X. So it means to cease fighting, to make peace. Okay. Here the word inimical means harmful. So it's not an option, but it's a difficult word. So that's why I'm telling you the meaning. So the answer is 3 only. Okay. To describe the mentality of non-industrialized subject, very important question, especially for NET aspirant and poly aspirants of Uttarakhand. So the answer to this is the pronunciation is like uh, okay, brickledge, brickledge. Okay, so this term is actually given by, of course, we know Claude Levi-Strauss, as it is given in the question. The term is taken from the work The Savage Mind, The Savage Mind, which was written in 1962. And in Savage Mind, he called brickledge. Uh, in this Savage Mind, he called another term called wild thought. Wild thought. Okay, and brickledge basically means okay, using existing resources to craft something new. So whatever you have, and if you use something artistic piece out of it, so that is called as brickledge. So using existing, I'm not writing here, you can write using existing resources to create something new. Okay, then if you look at other words are also important, so I have tried to explain them. So this is not bipolar, it's bipolar, I think. It's given by Claude Levi-Strauss only. Rhizome or rhizome is given by, it's a, you can say, a network that connects any point to any other point. So it's a network. Basically, it's a network. It's a term from, you can say, botany. Okay, plants, their roots, how they connect. So, but this term is taken from botany, but it was taken in cultural studies by Deleuze and Guattari. The both the writers are very important. Deleuze, Deleuze, and Guattari is Guattari. Okay. In fact, these two writers have also given this term nomadological. Okay, got the point? So that is there. Okay, fill in the blanks with the correct use tense form. So this is an easy question. Yet is coming here, so we have to use present perfect. Haven't you done your homework yet? Who coined the term stream of consciousness? Very easy question. 1890, Principles of Psychology by American psychologist William James. Okay. Uh, choose the incorrect sentence. So it's a tricky question, this one. So incorrect sentence is, I think, second option, because after one of the lovely, one of the, we use the third degree. So it should be loveliest. Okay, things in nature. In question number 1, some flowers are at least as fragrant as. So we are using at least, so this is not an error. As fragrant as the rose, this is correct. Ashok was greater than most other kings. This is also correct. I have never seen. So, never and so, this is correct. And so is used with as, and here you is using the first degree of adjective. So this is also correct. Okay. So according to me, answer is 2. Fill in the blanks again. Fill in the blanks. So here we have used the second option. I visited Paris 2 years ago. Past simple. And Yuvika told me that she dash Paris 5 years before, even before then. So had visited. Okay. What does the underlined idiom in this sentence mean? To a penny means very common. It's a British informal slang. Okay. And then question number 29, find the correct sentence in which the verb is in the agreement. So the president and the secretary, it should be were. So this is not correct. Patience as well as perseverance, in as well as we use according to subject 1. So it should be is. So it is also not correct. Neither he nor his friends. So when we use neither nor, then according to second subject, we use the subject, verb. So it has to be have. So this is also not correct. The wages of sin is death. This is a phrase, and this is absolutely correct. It is a phrase from Bible which means consequences of sin are death. Consequences of sin are death. The wages of sin is death. So this is fourth option is correct. Match the years of their publication. So these are there is a code that I have found here, GBSF. So GBSF. So you have to remember this GBSF. ग्रेट ब्रिटेन से फ्रांस, ऐसे याद कर लो, ग्रेट ब्रिटेन से फ्रांस, जो बता रहा हूँ फटाक से याद कर लो. ठीक है. सो दिस इज 1905 and then this is 1912 and then scepter flute is 1928 and posthumously is feather of dawn. So the answer is fourth. ठीक है. 31. So fill in the blanks with correct option. So unless, so again unless is conditional, so we'll use first clause as present simple and the second clause will be future simple. So this is the correct answer. Which sentence out of the following expresses advice? So advice we use ought to, right? So the correct answer is 4. Question 33, he dash not enter my house again. So if you are giving a command and out of the given option, I think you shall not enter my house again is the correct option, because may is not that used for command, and may and might is past of may, basically can represents possibility. So that is also there. Either you or she dash presenting a paper. So when we use either or, again the same concept as neither nor, we use helping verb according to the subject closer to the verb. So she, we use present continuous sentence, we use is for she. Question 35, this is a question that is asked from the plays of Ben Jonson, basically, and the answer to this question is every man in his humor. This is the correct answer. We get the character Noel, Brainworm, Edward, etc. All these characters there in this play, every man in his humor, is considered as one of the most representative plays of Ben Jonson, right? Identify the following in terms of SPOCA. Like in Rajasthan Public Service Commission, they have got this specific topic. SPOCA basically means, S here means subject. So basically it's the analysis of a grammatical sentence. P here means predicate. Okay. O means object. C means complement. Complement. Okay. What is a complement? Complement is anything which describe the subject or object. ठीक है, उसको complement कहते हैं. And A is adverbial. A को क्या बोलते हैं बेटा? Adverbial. ठीक है. Adverbial क्या होता है? जो नेचर ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ इंट्रांजिटिव वर्ब को दिखाता है. एडवर्बियल क्या होता है? यहाँ पर लिख रहा हूँ एडवर्बियल, जो नेचर ऑफ एक्शन, ठीक है, इंट्रांजिटिव वर्ब के नेचर ऑफ एक्शन को दिखाता है, उसको हम एडवर्बियल कहते हैं. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर हमें देखना है वी मेड हर द विनर यूनानिमसली. सो मेरे ख्याल से ये SPOCA ही होगा, क्योंकि वी क्या है? सब्जेक्ट हो गया, मेड क्या है? प्रेडिकेट हो गया, हर क्या है? ऑब्जेक्ट हो गया, द विनर क्या है? कॉम्प्लीमेंट हो गया, ऑब्जेक्ट को ही डिफाइन कर रहा है बेसिकली. वी मेड हर द विनर, किसको बनाया हमने विनर? हर को. और यूनानिमसली क्या है? बेसिकली एक एडवर्बियल है, यानी कि इंट्रांजिटिव वर्ब जो है मेड उसको डिफाइन कर रहा है कि कैसे बनाया हमने उसको, यूनानिमसली बनाया। ठीक है, तो SPOCA ही इसका फॉर्मेशन में ये सेंटेंस भी है। ठीक है, तो इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है हमारे स्पेशली नॉन राजस्थान कैंडिडेट्स के लिए, तो सारे बच्चे इसको ध्यान से देख लेंगे, है ना। आगे बढ़ते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 37, मैच द फॉलोइंग राइटर्स विद देयर वर्क्स। ठीक है, इजी क्वेश्चन है। T.S. Eliot, ट्रेडिशन इन द इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट्स। I.A. Richards, प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म। William Emerson, Seven Types of Ambiguity. F.R. Lewis, The Great Tradition. So answer is option number 3. ट्रांसफॉर्म द फॉलोइंग इनटू कॉम्प्लेक्स। ठीक है, कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंसेस का हमने कोड याद है ना, ऑन अ वाइट बस बताया था। कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंसेस जो होते हैं सबऑर्डिनेट और सबऑर्डिनेट का जो है क्लॉज लेते हैं ना, इसमें प्रिंसिपल क्लॉज और मेन प्रिंसिपल क्लॉज और जो दूसरा क्लॉज होता है कंडीशनल क्लॉज वो भी लगता है इसमें। तो उसका कोड था ऑन अ वाइट बस। ठीक है, तो ऑन इसमें डब्ल्यू क्या है, जितने भी रिलेटिव प्रोनाउन है, हु, व्हाट, व्हेन, वेयर, बाय, तो इसके हिसाब से हु हो गया। ठीक है, यहाँ पर हु कीप्स हिज वर्ड अलग से क्लॉज हो गया और ही इज अ मैन एक क्लॉज अलग से हो गया। ठीक है, और मैन के लिए हु लगाएंगे हम। ये सेंटेंस प्रॉपर नहीं है एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो, ये सेंटेंस हुआ नहीं क्योंकि कॉमा आ गया, विच हम लगाएंगे नहीं। ठीक है, विच इज द करेक्ट स्पेलिंग, तो इसमें करेक्ट स्पेलिंग है अकर्ड। अकर्ड इज OCCURRED। शी हैज परचेज्ड डैश ऑफ ऑल द कार्स। सो ऑफ ऑल द कार्स में सबसे कॉस्टलीस्ट लिया उसने, तो द कॉस्टलीस्ट होगा। ठीक है, थर्ड डिग्री लगाएंगे हम। आई वॉज डैश इम्प्रेशन, सो आई वॉज अंडर द इम्प्रेशन दैट आई हैड पेड यू फॉर द वर्क यू डिड फॉर मी, सो दिस इज द बेस्ट ऑप्शन। The Gothic novel Mysteries of Udolpho, very easy question for us. We have covered this in our Gothic novel section. Anne Radcliffe, the novel was written in 1794. Which of the following statement is true? Again, a very important question, very important. I consider all these questions as very important because they clear our basics. So, which of the following statement is true? So, let's look at all the statements very quickly. So, theater of absurd belongs to Victorian period? No, it belongs to modern period. Okay, many works of postmodern literature like Borges, Beckett adhere to traditional literary rubrics? No, they do not adhere to traditional literary rubrics. The term postmodernism is applied to literature and art after World War One. This is also incorrect because postmodernism is applied to after World War Two. After World War Two. So this is where it is applied to. Postmodernism in literature and the arts has parallels with the movement known as post-structuralism in linguistics and literary theory. Now, this is actually incorrect because, this is correct rather. Postmodernism has parallels with post-structuralism. This is very correct. Okay, so fourth option is correct. Pre-Raphaelites were a group of English artists and English artists and writers belonging to, we know, Victorian period. We have done just in the morning today in 1848. This PRB was formed, and who were the key writers? MRH. Okay, M stands for Millard. These were the founding members. R, of course, stand for WG Rossetti. Rossetti was the key member, and H stands for Hunt. HUNT Hunt. Okay, so these were the three. Although 7 members were there, but these were the 3 famous painter poets. Okay, the author has enumerated the qualities of his book in. So the correct word is forward. Forward. The pronunciation is not forward; it's forward. So there is no raw sound. Okay, forward. In Hindi, we call it as prastavana or prakathan. Okay, question 46. Which is an adjective and degree of adjective? So ulterior is actually, it means hidden motive, and the correct answer according to my knowledge is ulterior, and it is comparative used as positive. Okay, so match the following. Then Henry Gibson, the great Norwegian, European Norwegian playwright, wrote Hedda Gabler. Gustav Flaubert wrote Madame Bovary. G.B. Shaw, of course, wrote Candida, and George Eliot wrote Middlemarch. So the answer would be third. Okay. Sorry, I can't stop. I haven't got dash time. I haven't got any time. Okay, because time is uncountable. So this is the most you can say appropriate option according to my knowledge. None to hoga nahi. And some is not used here, and more will not be used here. Okay. Then question number 49. Which among the following statement is related to modernism is true? Is not true. Okay. So modernism, it's a very good question again. That's why I always emphasize on the importance of solving the papers, because they tell us the trends, trending topics, and also we get to know about our current knowledge. So golden bow had profound influence on modernism. This is correct. If you remember, T.S. Eliot's Wasteland was influenced from this text. Okay, the working of conscious mind became an important subject. Yes, we know Sigmund Freud. He was a huge influence on modern writers. It is essentially post-Darwinism. It is essentially post-Darwinism is incorrect, because post-Darwin philosophy hugely influenced Victorian age. Today morning session only I was telling the students. And fourth is it was influenced by psychological works of Sigmund Freud. That is very true. Okay, so third option is incorrect. Okay, change the following affirmative into negative. As soon as I saw the advertisement, I emailed my CV. So we have to change it into negative. So no sooner did I see the advertisement, no sooner takes the pair with, then I emailed my CV. So this is the correct answer. Which of the following works is not characterized as a mock epic? So mock epic is an epic or a work which is modeled on the style of epic, but it is basically applied on a trivial subject. Okay, so mock epic is a work which is applied on a trivial subject, but it uses the machinery of an epic. Okay, so mock epic, we know Rape of the Lock is for sure is a greatest one of the greatest mock epic. Now Macflecknoe is also a mock epic by Dryden, right? And Rape of Philomela and Rape of Bucket. So Rape of Bucket is also an epic. It is written by a great or a classical Italian writer, Tassoni, Tassoni. Tassoni wrote it in 1622. So it was also a mock epic. So which is the work which is not a mock epic? Rape of Philomela. Rape of Philomela actually is a mythological work. It has references of Philomela, mainly from book 6 of Ovid's Metamorphoses. Okay, Ovid's Metamorphoses. And here, this is a tragic tale of a lady who was raped, by his brother-in-law called as Tyreus. He was called as Tyreus. So basically, Tyreus, after raping Philomela, cut his tongue so that she could not speak. So she uses the paintings and somehow convey this bitter truth of raping her to her sister, that is Teresa's wife. And when she came to know about it, they both, that is the both sisters, Philomela and her sister, Teresa's wife, plot the sensational, you can say, murder of Teres. Eventually, all these three characters were turned into birds at the end. So that's the story of the rape of Philomela. Very exciting story, and it represents the silencing of victims of sexual assault, and it is not, of course, a mock epic. So answer is 2. Okay, then next question is, where does the primary stress fall in the world? Streptomycin, the option is second syllable. So after strepto, when you are saying strepto to, so this sound actually the syllable, the primary stress is falling here. Then he must be lying. Second, 53 question is, we must be lying if he told you that. Okay, this is the correct answer. Then correct subject verb agreement. So committee refers to the singular, you can say a singular entity. So has made, and for committee possessive you will use its. So this is the correct answer. Then I love this necklace. I have had it for nearly 30 years now. Antonym of conquered. So conquered means a kind of The disharmony, and the antonym of concord is, sorry, concord means harmony, I think, and the antonym of concord is discord, discord or discord. Then moving on to next question, question number 57. Which sentence is the correct subject verb agreement? So we know neither of the always takes plural noun, then singular helping verb because it's an indefinite subject and completed, and then for possession also we use third person singular male. Okay, so the correct answer is second. What is the function of and in coordinating clause begin with and in the given set? He tried hard and yet he failed. So when he says that in the first part he tried hard, that means he really worked hard. And then again he's saying yet he failed. So it represents a kind of surprise. It does not represent a chronological sequence. It is not a comment. It is not subordination. Subordination means to be junior of something, right? So it expresses surprise that although he worked so hard, but still he failed. Okay, so it's a very good question. I am told that your cousins is in hot water. So hot water here means in trouble. Then question based on tenses. So the correct answer is fourth. That means have she is singing now, and then I have known him for a long time, 5 years before. That means she had seen me 5 years before, and next week we'll use future. Then no person of that name. So when we use no person of that name, it represents, no here represents singular tense or singular subject, and here also represents the present time. So no person of that name lives here, because as I've told you, no person represents singular subject. So other options are all, they are automatically ruled out. Are living and have lived. And living requires a helping verb which is not given. Okay. Our house is dash then. So our house is less than 100 meters from the station. Choose the correct antonym of the word authentic. Spurious. That means false or inauthentic. Certain aspects of romanticism in the 18th century did not include. Okay, again a very good question. Okay, so what will be the answer? So the answer is, because romanticism does not include, and specifically he's talking about the 18th century. So generally romanticism, we know, if we count from 1798 till 1837, then it would be first half of 19th century. But here he's talking about 18th, which basically means he's talking about pre-romantic features. So in 18th century, we know that romanticism started kind of it started spreading, right? So the cult of noble savage is there. Okay, and then tamed, and that increasing interest in nature is there. Yes, increasing return to nature, we know. Then out of 2 and 4 option, need for spontaneity in thought and action was there in romantic age, but it was a feature of 19th century, and here they have asked the question of 18th century. So second is the feature, that tamed and orderly manifestation of scenery was there. Okay, so the correct answer would be fourth. It is a feature of 19th century romantic poetry and not 18th century. Okay, it's a very good question. So answer is fourth. Okay, then fill in the blank with the appropriate phrasal verb. So at first he wouldn't let her drive the car, but she was so persuasive that eventually he gave in. Gave in means to surrender. Okay. Here we will not say he gave away. We are asking about phrasal verb. We are not using the simple sentence. Okay. So gave in means to surrender the demand, to the demand. Okay. Which of the following thoughts influence Victorian writings? So we know that in Victorian writings, B, C, and D are correct. Feminism was there. Sectarian controversy, that means doubt about the truth of religious beliefs. Yes, I talked about Darwin and all those things yesterday as well. Symbolist movement was there. Yes. So all these three features were there. Positivism was not there. Okay, it was in the first half of 19th century, not in the Victorian era. So according to my knowledge, it would be fourth. These mangoes are sour. So these is an example of demonstrative adjective. Postmodern condition was written by. So postmodern condition, we know it was written by Jean-Francois Lyotard, the great French postmodern, also considered as the father of postmodernism generally. Okay, down with the tyrant. So down with the tyrant here, actually downward is a verb. What does this sentence means? It means opposition to a tyrant. Down with the tyrant means oppose the tyrant. Opposition to a tyrant. Tyrant means a dictator. Okay, okay. They blew up the bridges so that the enemy could not follow them, to destroy by explosion. This is what it means. Then there will be a conflict between an old and a young. Young people want change, but old people want things to stay the same. So second option is correct. Fill in the blank with the correct phrasal verb. Much to our surprise, he pulled off the deal. Pulled off means to crack the deal. That means to go through or to get success. Okay, pulled off means to get success. So he got success in getting that deal. Okay, Chandalika, very important question. Chandalika as a play written by R.N. Tagore is basically it is a psychological drama of intense spiritual conflict, especially for our Uttarakhand lecture aspirants. I think Tagore is there, right, as a dramatist. So in this play, Prakriti is a, you can say, subcaste or lower caste woman, and his and her, you can say, sensational attraction come love affair with Anand, who was disciple of Buddha, is shown in a very mythological and spiritual way. It's a very, you can say, symbolic drama. It's a dance theater. Through dance allegory is used. Dance allegory method is used in Chandalika, and it's a critically acclaimed play of Tagore. Right. So if he had called me, I dash. So if we use past perfect here in conditional, we always use would have plus V3. Which of the following sentences uses a modal verb to express logical certainty? When we talk about certainty, especially, we already know that must is used. So she must have left already. Change the degree of comparison without changing the meaning. Mary is less clever than some other girls of the class. So the answer is Mary is not as clever as most of the girls in the class, or most girls in the class. After lunch, he dash generally would have a have a short name, and it represents the past habit. We use would. Railway notice. So passengers dash cross the line by the footbridge. So when we talk about notice, we use formal language. We will say passengers may cross the line by the footbridge. It's not an order, it's a notice, right? So we'll not use must. And could represents past, and can represents the possibility. It is not through envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thine happiness, is of course by Keats, Ode to a Nightingale. Who among these poets said to have indigenized English to the rhythms and flavors of Bombay? So Bombay poet, we know Nissim Ezekiel. We are talking about Babu Angrezi of Nissim Ezekiel, right? He dash has squandered away his fortune within 2 years. So squandered away means to run through. The answer is run through. It means spending recklessly. Recklessly. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Run into means to collide. Okay, or to fall unexpectedly. You can write collide, किसी से टकरा जाना या किसी चीज का अचानक से गिर जाना. To fall unexpectedly. Run out. Run out का मतलब exhaust, खत्म हो जाना किसी चीज का. ठीक है. The fuel ran out in my vehicle. और run over means to knock a person down. किसी को गिरा देना, किसी को कुचल देना, इंग्लिश में कहते हैं. The track ran over the child. ठीक है. Knock a person down. और रैन ओवर का मतलब ओवरफ्लो के सेंस में भी होता है. द वाटर रैन ओवर द ब्रिज. ठीक है, ओवरफ्लो. ओके. नेम द लिटरेरी डिवाइस. हिज लेग्स बिस्टेड द ओशन, हिज रियर्ड आर्म क्रेस्टेड द world. So this is a very beautiful line. It's taken from Antony and Cleopatra, where Cleopatra is actually praising the, you can say, the enormity of Antony. She is actually praising the enormity of Antony एंड बिस्ट्रिड मीन्स टू स्ट्रैडल, ठीक है, एक पैर उधर एक पैर इधर, यानी ओशियन के इतना इतना विशाल है वो कि उसका एक पैर ओशियन के एक तरफ है और एक पैर दूसरी तरफ है, तो उसको इंग्लिश में हम टू स्ट्रैडल कहते हैं, स्ट्रैडल। समझ तो गए? जैसे आप कोई चीज होती है उसके एक पाँव इधर रख लेते हो और एक पाँव फैला देते हो, जैसे आप दोनों तरफ चीज के, एक किसी चीज के दोनों, एक पाँव इस तरफ एक पाँव उस तरफ, पैर फैलाकर बैठना लिख सकते हो आप, ठीक है। एंड बेसिकली ही रियर्ड आर्म, रियर्ड मतलब उठा हुआ आर्म, क्रेस्टेड, क्रेस्टेड का मतलब एक तरीके से, ठीक है, टू क्राउन, किसी चीज को सजाना, ठीक है। सो बेसिकली बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर रहा है, हाइपरबोली। और कौन से प्ले है मैंने बताया, एंटनी एंड क्लियोपैट्रा। किसने बोली है लाइन? क्लियोपैट्रा ने बोली है। किसके, किसको सिंबलाइज कर रहा है? एंटनी की जो पावर है उसको सिंबलाइज कर रहा है, ठीक है। सिलेक्ट द सिनोनिम फॉर द वर्ड ऑब्सोलीट। सो ऑब्सोलीट मींस बेसिकली आउटडेटेड हो गया। Mumbai is richer than most other countries, cities in India. So very few cities in India are as rich as Mumbai. Then the moan of doves in immemorial elms and murmuring of innumerable bees. So sound words, onomatopoeia is used, and this is taken from Tennyson's poem "Come Down, O Maid." So you must write the name of the poem from which this quote is taken, because as I've told you that this can be asked in your paper. "Come Down, O Maid" by Tennyson, and the poem figure of speech is onomatopoeia, which represents साउंड वर्ड्स, ठीक है। ऐसे वर्ड्स जो साउंड को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं ओनोमेटोपोइया। अर्ली पैसेंजर प्लेन्स डैश नॉट होल्ड मोर देन 30, so it is habitual action in the past, so we will use would. The early bird catches the worm, so we say that someone will have an advantage if they do something before other people do it, ठीक है। I was at my wits end मतलब I was desperate, desperate basically means almost exhausted, ठीक है, निराश हो जाना, pessimistic हो जाना। If they double the price, there wouldn't be so much traffic on the road. If they double the price, past simple, we are using would. Conditional is there. We were made to work hard. So again, a very important question for active passive, from active passive. So I told you causative verb बताया था. Who made them work hard? He made us work. He made us work. We were made to work. It was in passive, and we have to do it in active. Okay. So we create the subject he, and then accordingly we change the sentence. Then unseen passage is there. Identify the idiom. So idiom is grains of salt. Grains of salt. Then which one of the following describes Bacon's style? Bacon's style is always terse. That means very brief and to the point. So hammer and sickle is a phrase, and it has no, sorry, with has we use verb's third form. So it has flown from a tall flag post. Choose the correct spelling. So the word is plebeian. 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 The phonetic transcription is, we have to write it like this, plebeian, okay, and it represents the lower class people or common people. It is a negative word. It represents lower class or common people. Plebeian, okay, it is taken from plebis, which is a Greek term, and it represents, again as I told you, lower class. Full form of IPA. So the answer is International Phonetic Alphabet. This is the correct full form, and it was formed in 1886 as per Wikipedia's website, and it was founded by Paul Passy, who was a French, you can say, linguist. Paul Passy in 1886. What is an International Phonetic Alphabet? It is an alphabetic system. It is an alphabetic system of of phonetic notation based on Latin script. Based on Latin script. Very important. Later on, we see there were many linguists who further refined this. Okay, Paul Passy was the founder. Fill in the correct tense. So, haven't you finished yet that book yet? You have been reading it for ages. Yet we always use present perfect. Choose the correct phonetic transcription. So complete, complete, complete. So it's like this. First option. Right antonym of extravagant. Extravagant antonym is frugal. Frugal. John Milton describes this Lycidas as very important. He called it as monody. Monody. Okay, Lycidas was written in 1637 on the death of his friend called as Edward King. His name was Edward King, and it was written in 1637. It was published in 1638. Okay, it is also a pastoral elegy where Lycidas represents Edward King. Okay, dirge represents to slow, mournful song at funeral. So all the words are related to elegy. Funeral song, elegy we know. Monody I have told you, where there is a solo speaker. Solo means single speaker. Okay, and then threnody is a general term for an elegy. Threnody is also called as song of wailing. Wailing. Wailing means prolonged high pitched cry. बहुत जोर जोर से लंबा जोर जोर से चिल्लाते हुए रोना is called as wail. Wailing. Wailing. So it's called as song of wailing. ठीक है. She ignited some aromatic sticks in a dash. तो सेंसर कहते हैं हम अगरबत्ती जिसके अंदर जलाई जाती है उसको कहते हैं इंसेंस स्टिक कंटेनर. इंसेंस स्टिक कहते हैं हम अगरबत्ती को, और एरोमेटिक स्टिक्स भी कह देते हैं हम इसको. और इसको आपने देखा होगा यूरोप में स्पेशली बड़े से कवर्स जैसे होते हैं, हमारे यहाँ भी मिलते हैं मेटल्स वगैरह के, उसके अंदर अगरबत्ती को जलाया जाता है. ठीक है. 101. Which of the following statements about Night of the Scorpion is true? So, mother's love for her children is true. Identify the sentence with coordinating clause. So, coordinating clause basically compound sentences के साथ use होते हैं. Compound sentences में हमने आपको बताया था fan boys, for and none, but or yet so, है ना. तो यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे और का use है. So, this is the correct answer. Second. Most heterogeneous ideas are yoked by violence together. सीधा क्लास का नोट है. डॉक्टर सैमुअल जॉनसन लाइव्स ऑफ पोएट्स वी नो, पहली जो बायोग्राफी है इसमें. ठीक है, इसके अंदर उन्होंने मेटाफिजिकल पोएट्स को पॉइंट करते हुए बोला है. 104. The wicked man stole my money and was sent to a jail, to a prison. The virtuous man went to the prison sometime. पहली बार जब प्रिजन को रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे तो आ करेंगे, जब वही प्रिजन को दोबारा रेफर करेंगे तो दा कर देंगे. ठीक. Choose the antonym of vivid. So vivid का antonym होगा dull. Which of the following statements regarding Victorian poetry is not correct? Very, very important. So what is not correct? There is an element of romanticism in all the Victorian. This is not correct. What is correct? There was intellectualism, less spontaneous sympathy, more elaborate perfection of form. Okay. We will celebrate tonight. So whether they beat us or we beat them. Present simple में use होगा. The work of Simone de Beauvoir. So Simone de Beauvoir was a French feminist, very important writer. Okay, she was influenced from existentialism. Okay, match the following. R.K. Narayan, we know, wrote The Financial Expert. Mulk Raj Anand wrote Two Leaves and a Bush. Shashi Deshpande, Roots and Shadows. Amitav Ghosh, Circle of Reason. Right. So third option is correct. Who was the mentor of R.K. Narayan? Very important question. Answer is Graham Greene. Fill in the blanks. So while the guests were dancing, the thieves broke into the house and stole a lot of fur coats. Of all his wealth, he is not content. Okay, contrast, we have to show the contrast. For all his wealth, he is not content. For all his wealth means despite having all his wealth, he is not content. Phonetic transcription of the word. So the pronunciation of this word is granite. It's not granite, it's granite, right? Granite. So the answer will be fourth. Identify the following in terms of MHM. So guys, what is MHM? So M refers to pre-modifier. In a sentence, before noun and adjective comes, that is called as pre-modifier. H refers to head word. Head word means main word. And M again refers to post modifier. That means after the noun or subject is there, anything which defines that subject is called as post modifier. So M pre-modifier, H headword, M is post modifier. So tall boys with long hair. So the answer to this is MHM. So here tall represents M, and boys hair is the headword, that is the main word, and with long hair represents post modifier. So MHM, you can say syntax pattern is there. Then which of the following do not relate to Gothic fiction? So for Gothic fiction, you can say exotic setting is not there, although it's a very close option, but other options are even closer. So aberrant psychological states are usually shown. Uncanny events, uncanny means you can say out of the blue events, okay, or surprising, shocking events, you can say gloom and terror is there. Your own divided face in the pair of glasses on an old man's nose. So this is a very important poem, The Bus by Arun Kolatkar. Arun Kolatkar, guys, is known for Jejuri. Okay, Jejuri is called his masterpiece. He was a uh, Marathi poet who also wrote in English, and he got in 1977 he got Commonwealth Prize for Jejuri. Jejuri represents a spiritual pilgrimage, especially in near to Pune. And Jejuri is a poetry collection जिसमें जो पहली पोएम है वो द बस है, जिसका टेक्स्ट यहाँ पर आपको दिया, ठीक है। और इसके अलावा इनको साहित्य अकेडमी भी है, साहित्य अकेडमी है इनको, इनके मराठा पोइट्री कलेक्शन वाही भिजकी वाही VAHI, इसके लिए इनको साहित्य अकेडमी है। आफ्टर हिज डेथ है 2005 में इनको मिला है, एंड ही पास्ड अवे इन 2004. सो हिज लाइफ स्पैन इज, अरुण कोलात्कर्स लाइफ स्पैन इज फ्रॉम 1932 to 2004, right? And as I told you that he was an artist also, he was a sketcher, and he studied from JJ School of Art, which is the oldest art college of Bombay. Okay, Arun Kolatkar, that is. Then match the following. The guide we know is known for Rosie. The painter of science is we can say the character Daisy is there. Vendor of sweets is we can say Grace, and tiger for Margudi is Rita. So the correct answer is second. Okay, which word is correctly spelled? So it's bouquet. Bouquet is an old French word, which is basically the pronunciation goes like something like this. Okay, and we know it's a bunch of decorated flowers. Okay, bunch of decorated arranged flower, and it's taken from the old French word boss, BOS, boss. It's from French, so it's a French word basically, and boss means wood. Boss means wood. Okay, what does the phrasal verb bliss out? So bliss out means make someone extremely happy, doesn't mean make someone feel blessed, so it's a confusing option. Your behavior has greatly astonished me. So we'll change it to I have been greatly astonished. The key here in this question is after astonished, what preposition what conjunction should you use? So most of the times you use by, but astonished does not take by. With we will not use, from we will not use. We'll use at. Okay. In 1992, important question for Uttarakhand students. Ruskin Bond received Sahitya Academy for English short story collection. For English short story collection, Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. Okay. So the book was published in 1991. Okay, 1991 by Penguin Publication. Okay, Penguin Publication, and the book actually contains 14 autobiographical stories. So these are not fictional stories; these are his autobiographical stories. So it's a very strongly autobiographical work based on the city of Dehradun. So it creates a nostalgic picture of the beautiful hilly state of Dehradun, right? So the book received Sahitya Academy, as it is mentioned in the question, in the 1992 year, and he was the first person to receive Sahitya Academy for short story category in India. Okay, our trees still grow in Dehra. The Great Ruskin Bond. Okay, moving on. Question number 122. She had a child holding on to, because considering that she had two hands, of course we will use each hand. Then quality. is square is a quality, demonstrative is those, distributive is each, and quantitative is sum. So the correct answer is second. He dash his friend in the hour of his need. So deserted. Deserted means to leave. He left school in 1985. I haven't seen him since. So given below is a list of auxiliary verb with their principal parts. We have to find out which of the following is correct. So I think CDA is correct. That means this, and this, because I think for have auxiliary is has, I think, but I'm not sure. I have little bit of doubt here. So that is there. Yeah. Rest I think are correct. Okay. So moving on to question number 127. Change from direct to indirect. He said, I have forgotten the combination of my safe. He said that he had forgotten the combination of his safe. I can never catch up with him, no matter how hard I try. So, flow, flow is actually flower. This is a phonetic transcription of flower, where raw is not pronounced. Which of the following statement is correct about the symbolist movement? Important question. First option is correct. These are the famous symbolists: Charles Baudelaire, Paul Verlaine, Paul Valéry, Rimbaud. They had immense influence throughout Europe, England, and America. All the other options are incorrect. Gradation of language material involves the process of selecting and sequencing. Good test in English language teaching should have reliability and validity. Which of the following is not a characteristic of prose? That it has rhythm and sounds like poetry is not a characteristic of prose. The competency and grip on the dash of language plays an important role in learning of new concepts. Hmm. So here I am. Uh, I think processes would be the answer, but I'm not sure in this question. Okay, so we have to check it from the official answer key. The main purpose of teaching poetry in junior class is to enable the student to enjoy the poem. Okay. In which of the following method teacher teaches the meaning of every new word clearly to students by translating them into mother tongue? So grammar cum translation method. How does CLT view the use of material in the class? uh, they are used to stimulate real life situation as much as possible. Which of the following does not bring out the importance of oral composition? It limits the thought of the students. That is not, you can say it is not bringing out the importance. Methodological procedures involving communicative language teaching reflects a sequence of the following four kinds of activities. So as per my knowledge, it is ACDB, but again, I am not sure in this question again. So you can comment or you can tell me further later after this. Okay. So those in those questions which where I am not 100% sure, I am marking them as circle. Okay. So in SQ3R formula, so it is reading, review, and reproduction. Which of the following is not true of the structural method? Language is randomly selected. It is not true. In structural method, everything is properly pre-planned and selected. In the context of vocabulary, selection for second language, which words will be most appropriate to introduce first to beginners? High frequency words like book, pen, the words which we use more often in our daily life. So we'll teach them first. A teacher gives an outline of a writing and asks them to develop a story using the given outline. So I think this is an example of guided writing. In a lesson on relative clauses, what is the most effective way to encourage students to use the structure? organizing a role play activity where they must ask and answer questions using relative clause. While assigning the class activities related to writing skills, a teacher may ask students to write what they know about a topic before discussing it. And then mastery or overlearning of language material is sought in direct method, because in direct method we don't use the native tongue. Which of the following is a primary feature of direct method in language teaching? Focus on vocabulary taught through everyday situation. What is the primary focus of resource material for senior secondary student in teaching of poetry? Developing students' poetry analysis skills. Principles of concreteness of teaching English language is based on assumption that knowledge can be stored in permanent mind permanently if it is grained through. So I think according to my knowledge, it is based on so I'm not sure again on this one, but I think through repetition, through practical experience, I think, yes. The last question, the principle of gradation in teaching English language does not refer to is saying, so teaching complex sentences first, gradually introducing simpler ones. So I think this was the complete solution of the paper. So I request everyone to please solve it, and please do correct me if I am wrong in analyzing any of these answers. I may be wrong, as I have said earlier. I have given, or I have tried to solve it according to the best of my knowledge. But we know that as humble learners of language and literature, we know that we can be wrong. So please do correct me if you are sure about any answer other than this. And I hope you will find this series very interesting and mind engaging. ठीक है, मैं आपसे मिलता हूँ फिर अगले अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.